What's poppino? I'm gonna give you a two. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a two. This is 1997. This was in the Daily News. This was serious. Sherm the one did a lot. He did an interview on Lisa Evers, Street Soldiers. It was controversial. He was saying a lot of things. He was like, if you was Brooklyn, you was blood, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't jacking a lot of homies in the street. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about niggas was food. You know what I'm saying? That was the word on the compound and on the streets, because a lot of homies back then in 97 was bugging out. A lot of dudes was cutting old ladies, bugging, shooting blocks up. There was a lot of real wrong things going on. And I'm about to read this newspaper article to y'all. You know, Sherm the one, another original. When he was around, definitely when this is when he was blazing. You know what I'm saying? This is his days. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Here we go, party people. Top of the morning, J-Mo. Telephone time is it's a precious commodity at Rikers Island. More than a few hardcore inmates have been killed or cut in disputes over the phone. That's a fact. You had to know, you had to get busy, know how to cut. You had to be an official nigga to play with that jack. I mean, at night, in the evening, sometimes in the morning, but definitely at night. Anything past like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you had to know how to get busy. But a 5'7", 141 pounds, a teenager named Sherman Adams, better known as Sherm the Worm, talks as long as he likes. And the fact that he does has everything to do with his good standing in the sex, money, murder set of the United Blood Nation. Now, this is deep because he's from Queens, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he was blazing. You know what I'm saying? Blazer was building big in jail, you know what I'm saying? You talking about 1997, party people. This is 9/7. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're talking to a real blood, says Sherm the One, referring to the legions of wannabe making headlines and heat for the prison gang. At 18, Sherm is all too real. After his arrest on murder and attempt murder charges, he quickly rose to the rank of superior. See, back then you had superiors, 101, 102, 103, 104. There's a bunch of superiors. You know what I'm saying? Free the church. There's a bunch of cats I knew, like, Chi-Chi, Don Trey. This just to give you, you know what I'm saying? Just to give you, there's the guys that were superiors before they got all that high, low, middle, you know what I'm saying? So, making headlines, heat for the prison gang. The highest blood ranking in the adolescent, but using the 4 building, so most likely using the 4 building with the likes of, you know, rest in peace, SI, Trife Gangster. He was in the 4 building, so you know what I'm saying? He was in it with the likes of, all the adolescent homies that are big names now in the game. That was in that 4 building, you know what I'm saying? Bloody Crown Heights, Chi-Chi. According to investigators, now Sherm says he has something important to share with the free world. I speak for the people who have some say so, he says. He also speaks for some people targeted by the federal RICO investigation. Now, I ain't gonna front, back then the feds was running up on Rikers Island, snatching niggas up. You know what I'm saying? Actually, snatching a lot of dudes up back then. We talking about 9/7. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Deadeye weaved that one too. He's speaking for Robert Tucker, 24, also known as Rob Lowe, the most powerful blood at Rikers. According to correction officials, he's speaking for Cash Blood and Paul's Blood and Omega Red. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking for the bizarre bloody codes formulated by the 2 OGs, the original gangsters who funded the gang in the George Munchin Detention Center 4 years ago. He speaks as a disciple of Leonard Deadeye McKenzie and Omar, a.k.a. OG Mac, the man Sherm calls our godfather. Talking about 9/7 we talking about. OG Mac says no cutting, robbing, beating, or raping of any neutrals. That was the rule. Says Sherm, he forbids the victimization of civilians. That's a fact, but a lot of you civilians that know that from hearing people speak, you'll play off that. And you'll do things, you'll do tedious things, and you'll do things to provoke. And then when something happens, everybody plays, I'm a civilian. That's not how this goes. But that's the game that a lot of y'all play. But that rule been in play for years. The jailhouse bloods are greatly offended by the wannabe bloods on the street. They are not the 8 gangling sets sanctioned by OG Mac. Remember, sanctioned by OG Mac. Fake bloods are enemies of the people, says Sherm, referring to the kids who slashed a 59-year-old woman and those accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old in Martin Luther King High School. They will be dealt with accordingly if we find out who they are, says Sherm. If they come in here, they jeopardize their life because they causing us unnecessary attention. If they rape, they as good as gone. It has been a tough day for Sherm. In the morning, correction officers dragged him into the Manhattan U.S. Attorney office. See, the feds snatched him up, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to get us on this RICO law. Yeah, Martin, right by LaGuardia High School, right by Amsterdam Projects. Facts. Shout out to my man Chris Cool, DJ Infamous Chief Rocker Chris Cool. So back then, the feds was snatching the homies up. This is 9/7 we talk about. We in 2000 talking 9/7. This is when they was trying to dismantle it back then. They're trying to get us on the RICO law because of what those fake bloods did. They wanted to know what's going on in the street. I told them I don't want to talk. One assumes OG Mac and Deadeye would have approved. The Bloods are supposed to be 110% gangster, says Sherm. A gangster don't display the characteristics of a primitive peasant. The code is no snitching, no drug selling, no black-on-black crime. See, that's what it was back then. See what he said? The code is no snitching, no drug selling, no black-on-black crime. I don't know how they flipped that. I don't know how all that flipped into what it is now is beyond my imagination. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I guess after Mac left, man, the game changed. But the streets will always win, man. You know what I'm saying? The streets will always fuck everything up. Unfortunately, the hierarchy bloods have engaged in all three. In that respect, there are like those they most hate. The Latin kings who leaders went down on the RICO last year. I need you to let them know we don't have no love for them, says Sherm. Shit ain't like it used to be due to them. Latin kings snitching about how we don't let them get enough time on the phone. We cannot peacefully coexist with the Latin kings, a.k.a. the Latin queens. Nor is Sherm happy with the Daily News, which he accuses of glorifying Latin king leader King Tone. King Tone's the one they had on Queen's Flip. At that, you know what I'm saying? That King Tone is a rat clown bastard. You tell that King Tone he's a queen. In Sherm's strange scheme of the world, the Bloods are an equal opportunity organization fighting for equal opportunity. Rikers incarcerates Russian bloods, Chinese bloods, Korean bloods, even Hispanic bloods. We are firm believers in brotherly love, says Sherm. We don't want to be known as a gang. We're trying to get more political, economical, and social. We pledge our strong right arm to bring power to the people. The Bloods profess much love for the people, provided they are not amongst the oppressors, cops and Crips and COs and Nietas, and especially the Latin kings. It's known a fact that they initiated. That's a fact, old Harlem, you know what I'm saying? For a teenager who never made it to high school, Sherm the Worm speaks often of such known facts. He's been reading more than the RICO statute. He's been reading about the black about the Panther 21 and the Black Liberation Army. He knows all about Mutulu Shakur, the revolutionary whose most famous act of revolution, sticking up a Brinks armored car, resulted in 3 killings, the code says. Sherm begins with Mutulu Shakur, whose gospel was later preached by his son Tupac Shakur, the famous rapper who did time for sexual assault. Tupac was a blood, Sherm says proudly, and by all accounts, Tupac was killed for being a blood. Sherm's blood syllabus also includes Ho Chi Minh and Frantz Fanon, the anti-colonialist writer who joined the Algerian National Liberation Front. And as per Sherm the interpretation, they all support the known fact that incarceration is oppression. I am wise beyond my years, he says, just where the youth, once known as Sherm Adams, acquired such knowledge is anyone's guess. He was born Christmas Day, 1978, to a 17-year-old single mother in Queensbridge Projects, the same projects that Mobb Deep is from, the same projects that Nas is from. I seen her struggle, he says, and for his father, he adds, my biological didn't bother. Rather, his stepfather became Sherm's model of manhood. That man, Roger, who was said to be a bona fide gangster, his murder on November 6, 1986, in the South Jamaica Houses Projects, 40 Projects, made him one of the first casualties in the Queens crack wars. His death took a toll on me, says Sherm. The streets turned me into a man. Also, according to authorities, a killer. He was 14 when he began a 3-year stint for robbery. Remember I told you, dudes was going to jail early. Assault. Yeah, it's still open. It still should be open. They probably doing all the quarantining thing, but it takes 100 years to get in there for robbery, assault, and weapons possession. In March, he was charged with murder. He was charged with murder and attempted murder. Sherm blooded up, as he puts it, last year at Rikers Adolescent Reception and Detention Center and quickly became its most feared inmate. He was a superior and the highest ranking blood in all of ARDC, says one investigator. 2,000 inmates jumped at his every word. I am very influential, explained Sherm. Such influence, along with the 2 slashes on his Rikers resume, occasioned Sherm's removal from ARDC to maximum security status in the North Infantry Command. But he has regrets. Then, as now, his reasons are matters of principle. I blooded up because I didn't like the racist shit that was going on with them Latin Kings. He's been talking for the better part of an hour now. That's a marathon session for anyone doing time. But Sherm the One will stay on the phone just as long as he likes and then suggest the real charm of the code. This is a blood phone, he says, and blood rules. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it was back there, man. Shout out to Sherm the One, man. When I used to go on the south side, his wife used to make these drinks. We used to go over there by the bricks. Shout out to everybody in the bricks. Baisley Gardens, that whole Sufton, 121. You know what I'm saying? My guys on Foch, Sufton, 116 Foch. You know what I'm saying? Definitely super shout out to the whole south side though. You know what I'm saying? So 40 Projects, Baisley. So that was 9/7. This is a different time. The feds was fucking with the homies back then. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it, right? Mac was still up north when all this shit was going on. Jedi was still in jail. He was weaving this shit. And Mac came home and caught the 50. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes that wound up catching fake cases because they was actually answering the questions like fools. Like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm blood. Okay, that's Those are a lot of reasons why a lot of things change, burn. You know, there's people got their own logic why the birds and all that disappeared, but it depends who tells you. It depends on who tells you the story. So with this, I give you a double take. I give you a double feature right now. I give you a double feature. That was daily news. That was Sherm the one. I mean, you see these, you know what I'm saying? Y'all getting this. Y'all getting the information. Definitely shout out to the whole East Harlem, El Barrio, Hilltop, Lex Ave. Rest in peace, Aunt White. Rest in peace, Poodle. Rest in peace, Superman. You know, Free Sugar Hill Tone. You know, the whole East Side. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Dave-O. With that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, Sugar Hill Tone locked up. But, you know, he came home. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this thing. So with that being said, man, I might do something tomorrow night or the night after. But you know, it's to stay focused, be safe out there. We got the coronavirus. Boom. And we in the building, man. We in the building, man. With that being said, man, yes, Mr. Tucker. GKB, this is when he was GKB. They was what about with the GKB? That's when GKB was on fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Rob Lowe, but I know a couple of homies that it's a couple of his drops. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Hassan Campbell was one of his drops. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? My homie Uptown, he was like one of Pistol Pete's first superiors, and you know where they was at locked up. Him, Hassan, and Up. He was fucking with the Blazers when Pete first got the status, and he was locked up with him. So like, he says that he told me he was one of the first. He was like he was running with the Blazers. You know what I'm saying? But when Pistol Pete first got that status, that's when they was all together. Hassan Campbell, my man Warbrim, they was all together with Pistol Pete. And Pistol Pete was locked up. You know what I'm saying? On the island. So definitely those information y'all get. So you're getting more information, and y'all see the power that OG Mac and Deadeye had. You know what I'm saying? You see what I was telling you about? We have to read. Dudes have to read these revolutionary books and all that, right? No black on black crime. That was real. That you couldn't pop on civilians. You can't do nothing. I don't know. The game didn't change. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, with that being said, man, have a glorious morning. I gotta get ready to get myself together, go to work. With that being said, man, stay safe out there, man. I'm giving you the facts. This is the facts. I'm giving you the facts, not the freestyle. What I know, what I remember. This is when they had superiors. A lot of books was closed. Don't let niggas lie to you. The nigga said he came home between 9/7 and 2000. He might be freestyling for you. You know what I'm saying? He might be freaky freestyling. With that being said, party people, peace.